What's happening, guys, and welcome to episode 20 of the Galactic Explorers Podcast.
Woo!
Whoop.
20?
20.
What did I miss?
You missed 10 episodes, maybe?
Jeez. I don't remember the last time.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the internet, Kieran.
Thank you, Craigie. Thank you. It feels so good. It feels so good.
So, should we call it episode 20 or should we call it episode 1 and, starting again from...
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah,
Season 2, episode 1. That's
down. So, yes, welcome to Season 2, episode 1 of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. Kind of an update, like what Sean really needs to do on No Man's Sky, I think. But yes, before that...
Oh, wait, is it out now?
No.
Yes, Craig. Unfortunately, it wasn't out on your birthday. Boo.
It's fine, I had another
birthday. Craig's legally changed his birthday. But yes, before that, let's get to our panel. You guys have been upgraded to panel now.
Panel?
You're a panel, yeah.
By the time I got a promotion.
There you go. We have Phil, Kieran, and Mr. Craigie.
Hi.
Hola.
I will not accept the upgrade unless I make twice as much as what I'm making now.
You can have twice as much work if you want.
Oh, I want twice as much pay.
Yeah, but if you don't do twice as much work, you don't get twice as much pay.
Wait, is Phil getting paid?
He gets paid in listening to your beautiful voice, Craig.
Oh, well. Hola.
Hola. So yes, it is finally out. 3.5 years waiting, 4 years for some people. The game is out. I think it's fair to say mixed reviews. Very mixed reviews.
Yep.
I would like to call it expected reviews.
Yeah.
All the haters are going to hate it, hate everything that they said they were going to hate, and that's what the game's about.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that coming.
Coming from a kind of biased point of view, I think for the people who've been absolutely on this game from day one, they've overhyped it.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, you can kind of see why. At the end of the day, once you've got something, it's been going for, like you say, 3-4 years. You've got people from day one going, yes, No Man's Sky, hammering it in. And then everyone's like, oh, actually, you've hammered it in too much. It's now boring. We don't care anymore. I think that's what's happened.
Yeah, I think that they've made it boring because a lot of the people who've been complaining about it are the people who've been, like you say, hammering it from day one, and then they've got hold of it, and then they've just gone, it's all right.
Yeah, that's kind of what has happened.
Yeah, and I can see where people are coming from about the whole. It has lived up for me personally because I'm obviously a massive fan of it, and I knew going into it what I was wanting from the game, and personally for me it's delivered everything. I wanted exploration, mining, going after all the stuff, and just some kind of spacey combat, and I've got them.
It did honestly a better job than I imagined it was going to do. From all the footage that I'd watched, and I didn't watch any live streams, by the way. I'm just going to make that clear. I went completely dark up until launch.
Yeah,
same.
And as soon as I went, oh, I have money. Oh, yes, okay, No Man's Sky, and had it installed, and I was like, oh, now this is a lot more than what they showed at E3. Okay, what can I do, and what can't I do, and what kills me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Turns out, almost everything kills you.
Yes, indeed.
Even the planets try to kill you.
Which I think I quite actually like that. The whole fact that it's not a game where you can kind of master it.
You don't rest on your laurels too much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely I know there are more difficult and more demanding survival games out there.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a survival game.
Yeah. You definitely got to pick and choose when enough is enough, of a battle. I'm still to the point where the floating sentinels are okay. I've just got to the point where I can kill the dog foot looking ones.
I killed my first one of those live on stream actually on Sunday.
Very nice.
Because
I'm already a menace in the game. Like, I've got the status of menace because I've killed so many fucking sentinels.
Nice.
I think that photon grenade that you use for the land displacement.
Yeah.
plasma grenade, isn't it?
1-hit kill on the floaters and a 2-hit kill
nice.
on the fucking dogs.
What?
Sweet.
I was trying to bust into a reinforced door, and a sentinel came up behind me, and I turned around to shoot it with my laser, but I hit my photon thing, and it just fucking obliterated it. I was like, sweet!
I'm using that from now on.
In mine and Craig's vernacular, it's was it the watermelon effect?
Yeah.
From role playing with Craig a few times. Not sexual role playing, guys. Just in case you thought that,
I had magical experience where I now have I'm considered to have a special relationship with the Viking.
Me too. They're my favorites.
You're in a
Whatever
mutual
that
relationship
means.
now.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, apparently they're my super bros.
I have more Viking words than I do Gek, but I'm higher with the Gek than I am the Viking.
Yeah.
Huh. I've barely met the Gek so far. Korvac and Viking are the two main ones I've seen.
Although I was saying, I think I've learned more of the Gek language, but I think cause that was the first star system that I landed on, where I spawned in. So I spent a lot of my time in there, but I've been to a lot more Viking and Gek, not Gek. The other one, Korvax. Planets or star systems rather. In fact, I actually found a star system where it was I think it was either a Viking or a Korvax, but on the space station there was no one there.
Oh, I've had that.
And there was no one on the planets either though. Like there was no aliens at the little science centers or the trading posts. There was no one there. It's like it was an abandoned star system.
You saying that actually? The last planet I was on, it was exactly the same. There was 1 or 2 aliens if you went and travelled like 3.5 million miles around the planet, and you'd find one in the middle of nowhere. But everything else you discovered, nothing.
Yeah.
Like I was looking for certain things. I forget what I was looking for now. I think it was language and technology, and I couldn't find
pretty decent planets so far.
Oh, I've had a lot of lush-looking planets. I must admit, because James came up here, obviously, and I played, and then I was just showing him, I went every star system I went to, I had at least one lush planet, and it was really nice lush planets, and everything like that.
You guys are lucky.
Have any of you guys jumped through a black hole yet?
No, I've avoided them on purpose.
Okay. I've made it through 2 now, and the more I jump closer to the center, the more extreme the planets are getting on me. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I'm literally not even going towards the center.
I flew into a couple yesterday. One of them, the weather was inferno.
Nice.
The other one, the weather was incendiary ash.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Right? I mean, you step out of this fucking spaceship, and I already got the coolant system for my exosuits and the radiation, and I step outside and my fucking heat bar just starts dropping.
Yeah.
So all I found so far is toxic and
cold.
Just hot planets.
You've not found that many cold?
I've had a cold, rainy planet.
Yeah, I've found a lot more cold than hot ones.
I found hot. The last one I was on was hot, and it would get to something like, I don't know, 60, 70 degrees during the day, and then would drop to minus 10.
That's not hot.
See,
it's hot enough to destroy all of my suit. Shush.
I was in the middle of a sandstorm and it got to nearly 200.
Nice. See, I pretty much found
quite that far, but I've made it over 100.
Nice. I pretty much found one of the moon of Endor, and it was it was a forest planet. It was it was a jungle planet, but it was minus 50. I'm like, jungle minus 50? What?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's playing it their own way.
Excuse me.
Obviously, Phil sounds more like he's heading towards the centre.
I'm following. I'm doing the Atlas thing at the minute.
I'm just kind of going where the game implies. It doesn't make you go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I just do whatever I happen to find.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for them. I keep coming across those space anomalies, and you go inside and you can ask the dude one of 3 different things.
Yeah.
When you find a space anomaly, and one of them is a waypoint to fucking black hole. So
Yeah.
make my way to it, jump through it. Oh, just so you know, if you go through the black hole, do not fill up your fucking hyperdrive before you go, because it completely depletes it. You can jump through the black hole with no hyperdrive fuel.
Right.
Because
Okay.
Don't
serious
like
gravity,
fuel,
I suppose.
Yeah, so like don't fill up your hyperdrive to go through the hole, because you'll lose it all and you don't need it.
So make sure you go through
And
one
it
when
will
you got
do
to 0.
a little bit of damage to your ship. Like every time I go through it, my
Could that be a
photon
PC
blaster
thing though? Possibly.
could be. Every time I go through, my photon blaster is damaged and I have to fucking fix it.
See, another thing that people have been complaining about then is the lack of. Well, everything looks quite similar. Obviously, not everything looks the same, like planet-wise or whatever. But everything looks quite similar, and I mean,
And I expected that part of it.
yeah, especially like this early on in the game's life cycle. I think the thing that annoys me about how similar things are is the technology. I've played maybe about 30 hours of the game now, and
I've still only done about like 6 or 7. I've not played that much, I'll be honest. But that's just because I've been stupid busy.
And obviously you're working as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I haven't done it all like in straight days. I've done maybe like a day where I played 6 hours and then I haven't played it one day and then same again the next day or whatever. But I've actually got to the point now where I'm getting duplicates of technology.
Yep.
And I pretty much came up to the point where I'm pretty sure I haven't found anything new for about 3 or 4 hours now in any technology.
I think I picked up 2 Sigma blaster upgrades or something, and I was like, well, didn't I just pick that up 2 minutes ago? This is on the same planet, and it confuses me.
Yeah.
I think because it's random generation, it doesn't take into account what you've already collected, and just generates a new one for no reason.
I've actually gotten to the point to where if you go to a monolith or a ruin or something, you get text. I'm like seeing the same text over again.
Yeah,
I'll get a different new word, but I'll see the same story.
Some of the the ones where you have to put the recurring numbers in, and it's just like a different set of numbers, but it's the same thing you just got to do. It's nothing too strenuous on the mind to try and complete.
I have actually come across a couple that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I had to do fucking slightly complex math, not just, like, the number thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was one where, like, it would multiply the number by 4 and then take 5 away.
See, that's the thing, though.
Multiply the next number by 6 and take 5 away.
I've come across the same one maybe 3 or 4 times now. And it's like, there's that same one. I think it was something like 1, 2, and then 6, 24, something like that, and then whatever numbers after that. But it was the same one like 3 or 4 times, but in different places.
Yeah, I got that one too.
See, those confuse me because I wasn't paying attention, and I just picked. I think it was like 0 ones. And I wasn't really paying attention, and I just sort of picked one that looked interesting. I always go for the middle ground. Sod anything else, middle ground is always the right one. Then it shut me down. I was like, oh, all right. It didn't let me click on it again. I was gutted.
But then that's the thing, though, because there's so many of those little things to do in the game, and because there seems to be a sparse amount of technology that the game's creating, even if you get it wrong at one place, you do it again, and you're more than likely to get the technology that it was going to give you anyway.
Or it will just pop up in a vendor somewhere, and you go, oh, all right, and I'll just buy that now.
Exactly. But then again, there's like these other things where also obviously you get so much of the same technology, but then there's other things like I've seen people having problems trying to find the version 2 and version 3 of the
Atlas lock?
Yeah, the Atlas lock cards.
Yeah, and I can't find a V1, let alone a V2.
Well, that's the thing. It took me about 10 hours to find the V1 because I didn't follow the Atlas path. And I think it's because you have to follow the Atlas path to get.
Yeah, I'm on that currently. I'm doing that at the minute.
Yeah,
I think I'm doing the same. That's that red glowing orb
Yeah.
at the beginning, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
I've started doing that myself, to be fair.
You have to follow his instructions and then.
Yeah, I had a
game
friend
one.
round when I did that, and I had a little excited squee when. Oh, hang on, I'm going to give a spoiler warning here for people that haven't done the Atlas Path or anything like this currently. But yeah, I had a little excited squee when I came out of hyperspace, and there in front of me was the giant diamond thing off the front of the box.
I haven't seen that yet. Oh.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Yeah, no, that.
What? Why is there no screenshot of this?
Oh, I don't even know why I didn't. But no, that's where I found the Atlas thing.
Oh,
Very nice.
Okay, so I need to go find this giant thing on the front of the box then.
Indeed.
Yeah, so everyone's like,
I got my Atlas Pass and I haven't seen that yet.
no, because because everyone's like, oh no, that's what's going to be at the middle of the universe. No, it's not. It's just where one of the Atlas dudes is hanging out.
Huh.
He's just chilling.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing
just,
when you come across these space anomalies, it gives you the option to carry on doing the Atlas Path. So even if you didn't choose to do it at the beginning, if you find one of these space anomalies, it does give you the option to start doing the path from where you are. So
yeah, it just creates a different path, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From where you found the anomaly.
yeah.
But it keeps offering me the option of the black hole, and I keep going for that instead.
Right.
I must go through this hole.
Yes.
This whole
Big black holes.
another thing for me, I think the some of the pricing of the ships is a bit outrageous.
Oh, don't get me started on pricing of
There's
anything in the game.
there's like a steep curve in the ships where if you want a ship what's maybe 19 slots, it was about 1.5 million, and then it goes up to about 20. It goes up to about 20 something, and then you get
looking really hard. I hung out in the same area after I jumped a couple times. I hung out in the same area because I was looting up lots of exotic shit, like minerals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having the same problem, right? And I got the download content ship, so it's already got 17 slots. So I'm like, well, I'm not fucking paying $2 million for 2 more slots.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
what I mean, though.
then
It's kind of
and then
stupid.
all of a sudden a ship came in, and that motherfucker had 23 slots in it, and I picked it up for $700,000.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean, though, because it is random, though.
It is
It is random.
But
And I think some of them are more rare than others, so if
Maybe.
you really want to find it, you gotta do the grind and wait for that thing to come into the space station.
But obviously, that's the thing, though, isn't it? If you're waiting for it and you're not going to be doing anything, because if you fly away, you're not going to, because the game is still running while you're flying off onto a different planet. It might have not been there technically there. Obviously, the mathematics has shrunk down, so it's conserving memory. But if you fly off,
I've got a feeling though as well though.
the game's still running.
If you talk to the different aliens on the starships, if it says it expresses interest to sell its ship, you can guarantee that it will be in the millions. Pretty much.
Right?
So
yeah.
I think if you find one that's not willing to sell his ship and you make him an offer to buy it, it'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
That's just a guess. I mean, I have seen them where they're not expressing interest and it's been 20 million credits and I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah.
It's just a basic
But
ship with
then
24
again,
slots.
with how expensive some of the ships get, the multi-tools are cheap as chips.
Yeah, well you pick the multi-tools up. I found one in one of the science centres.
Yeah.
My last multi-tool cost me $178,000.
They don't get more expensive than that. Or not the ones that I've seen. I've got a 24 or 26 slot, I can't remember exactly, gun.
Oh, nice.
And I can't find one that's got more slots than that. And that cost me about 170 or 180,000. So that's me.
What I got.
180,000 is what, mining one gold nugget thing?
Or mining emerald.
Yeah.
I mined a whole 2-3 things of emerald.
Yeah.
Like proper big blocks. And ended up with something like 300,000 credits.
Exactly. So that I mean, you would have thought the multi-tool, the thing that you use probably more often than the actual ship, because when you land on a planet, you're walking around. You left the ship alone.
Yeah.
And you're mining, and like it's your thing that keeps you alive, because obviously shooting the sentinels or whatever wild animals attacking you, and obviously the thing that you use to mine.
Wild animals. Don't get me started on wild animals. I thought I could pet one. It decided it wanted to eat me.
Haha!
I will pet you, and now you're nibbling on my face. Get off.
Yeah.
I got stuck in a little bitty space station with a fucking heat storm, and in between me and my ship was a damn dinosaur that wanted to eat everything.
Whoops.
How the hell did he get into
Running around
space?
Grabbing other animals and just munching them.
What the hell? So yes, going back onto like issues with the game. There's been issues. There have been issues on both console version and the PC port, but there has been more problems on the PC port of the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Phil quickly spoke about this before the podcast, but Phil said that he hasn't personally experienced any issues apart from a few frame drops. Is that right, Phil?
Yeah, I do have a couple issues, personal issues.
Right.
Like no loading screen, my ass.
Oh.
You go through a warp or a black hole, that is a load screen. It's cleverly disguised.
Yeah.
But that's a load screen.
I know. I admit that they are quite long, but then again, like it might be randomly. It might be the thing that it's randomly generating where you're going to go next.
Something, yeah.
Because it might not be. It might not be a set route. If you go through this one, you will end up at this star system kind of thing. It might be like a fucking 18 quintillion fucking dice kind of thing.
Yes.
It's rolling in, and obviously it's just choosing which one you're going to go to.
I did just remember an issue that I'm having, and I'm curious if you guys are having it, being on PlayStation. I have found, I don't know what they call them in this game now. I call them engrams when you find a new technology, shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one for stamina for my exosuit.
Yeah.
I have found that thing 3 times, and every time I find it, it says I discovered a new technology. And it's not in my list. I can't make it. It's not there.
I have found something. I think I found something for the multi-tool like 3 times, and again I couldn't find it to craft it. I don't remember what it was.
So you guys are getting that too, then?
I haven't looked quite yet. I always notice the ones that he says I've already found this technology, but I haven't saw one thing. Or I've always seen it. If saying, I could use that one, and I've always found it in my crafting list. So I haven't come across that. What I have come across is a few frames being dropping, and then a couple of the game just stops working, and then I have to come out of the game altogether and restart the game. That's it. And it's only done that
I've had nothing
twice or
that
3
bad.
times.
Right.
I
think
had
sorry,
a crash on mine.
Yeah, it just completely freezes
Middle of
up.
live
Doesn't
stream.
it? Yeah.
That did my head in.
I've
Made
not
my
had
first
that.
jump.
I had I've had it quite a bit when I'm flying over the surface of a planet. I can see everything rendering in, and it's all kind of pixelated as it renders.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And when I was streaming the other night, it did. Now I don't know whether this was the game, because the game itself worked perfectly. I had no sort of drop whatsoever.
But people are complaining.
But there was, I think it may have just been my internet connection that was messing around, because the video stopped streaming, but the audio was still coming through.
No,
I got that too. I got that too last night, actually, because I've been streaming all mine, and it did the same thing to me.
Very
My
strange.
screen went black. You could still hear things, but you couldn't see shit on the Twitch stream.
I think that might be more a Twitch thing, because no matter, I've had that where I've been playing something like Call of Duty or Watch Dogs, and it's done the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it happened to me with Final Fantasy just recently, where the stream crashed. I restarted the stream.
But people could
they
still
could hear the audio, but no video. So I don't think that's game specific. I think that's Twitch.
That sounds like a Twitch thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. But it just, it's the only time that I've had it happen was whilst streaming No Man's Sky.
Okay.
So probably complete coincidence, but
Possibly, yeah.
I think there's more bugs more game affecting bugs than there are like stream affecting bugs.
Yeah.
I think the game is more prone to crashing if you're streaming. I've read a few things on some forums where people have been streaming, and no matter what they've tried, they can't stop the game from crashing. It will just crash regardless.
See, I had zero problems when I streamed for 2 hours straight, not even lagging or anything.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if my crash was to do with the stream, but I didn't do anything. I was streaming along quite happily, made my first jump to the next system, and the game was
Just
in the
crashed.
loading screen where I was flying through, and everything stopped. I got a blue screen and a CE error, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't restart the stream in the end. Spoke to my brother, and he said, don't go back to the same system, because the system is what is going to crash you. So I was like,
okay.
"All right." But I didn't try the system again. I just thought I'll avoid it.
Go to a different one.
Just go to the next one on. I might go back to the system and see if it crashes again.
Strange.
It is a bit odd. There are some very strange bugs in the game. that
Yeah.
Hello Games are now finding themselves, and they're
Exactly.
saying that it's not complete, which is fair enough. You know, for such a big game from such a small studio,
Yeah.
you can only expect bugs here and there. So
I mean, as well, all your DLC is going to be free for it as well.
yeah.
So, like, all future updates, and
whatever shit
future
they bring
content,
out,
yeah, like the whole,
anything they bring out.
like base building. They're bringing base building in the next update.
See, that'd be cool.
So,
Tasty.
I think it's a bit quick, honestly. I would like them to work on some of the existing bugs before they go adding stuff. And I want the base building. Don't
well,
get me wrong.
a lot of the
But-
if you read the update what's coming up, a lot of them are like bug fixes or
Hot fixes, bug
yeah.
fixes. It's just basic game bugs
streamlining
that
the game and stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't think what they imagined while they were obviously playing it in the office and having a great time. The 20 odd people it is that play it. You know, when they put it to the world and you've got what?
Well, it was the
Yeah, 1 million
second. It was
people.
the second highest PS4 release in the UK in the PS4's life cycle. Being
What's
confirmed.
topped it?
So it's probably something like Call of Duty.
Or
Probably.
FIFA or something ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. All those 12-year-olds with all their saved-up dinner money.
Yeah.
that. Shh.
Okay, so we've gone over like some of our experiences and whether it's been overrated, not overrated, but overhyped. Going on what you've played now, and with an unbiased view of it, what would your rating or review of it be?
Mine's easily 8 out of 10, if not better. I mean, there are glitches in it. I've seen some weird renderings of land, glitchy-ass animals, like where their legs go into themselves and back out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Very clicky.
man, that stuff is going to be expected, and if anybody who hates that, they're just hating.
Yeah.
You know? I love it. It gave me everything I wanted, and then some.
So we've
I
got
think, yeah.
we've got an 8 out of 10 for Phil. Then, who's next?
I think it probably would be a close 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Again, literally the same reasons, kind of. You know, the game itself is technically perfect, albeit there are a few niggling little bugs that you may or may not run across. You know, the game has only crashed on me once.
Yeah.
The rendering isn't great, but that's to be expected from a game that is getting millions of players. So, I mean, I can't really fault it. It literally is one of the most perfect games you can play.
Craig.
I'm going to agree. Actually, I'm gonna go side by side with Phil on this one. I'm going to say 8. I'm inclined to go as high as 8.5. I haven't experienced any of these sort of game-breaking glitches or anything like this so far. So I haven't been hampered with any of these issues. I've just been able to get stuck in, go from planet to planet, just see what I can find. The one thing that really has niggled at me and is more of a personal gripe than anything else is just the faff of making warp cells for my hyperdrive.
Yeah.
Such a pain.
I personally find it's the takeoff fuel thing where you got
that doesn't bother me because plutonium is so readily accessible. But to just have each warp cell as a one-shot on hyperdrive is really frustrating.
Right.
Yeah.
So that I'd like to be changed. But I'm flying around on my second ship. I've swapped ships. I've got a pretty cool ship now. I got some cool upgrades. Got a decent multi-tool. I found some really cool planets. I've killed a few pirates. I've killed a few sentinels. I have a special relationship with the Viking. This game has so far given me everything that I've expected. Planets have tried to kill me. Animals have tried to kill me. I have killed animals. I have fed animals and made them smiley face.
Have you killed planets though?
I've not killed planets.
Have you fallen off a cliff yet and forgot to actually use the booster and fall to your death?
Yes, but I've not fallen to my death.
Oh, okay. Just about.
The only one.
I've fallen to my extreme pain.
I must have been the only one. Sad face.
But yeah, no, I'm.
Hashtag loner.
Word to the wise.
I've actually been really unlucky with suit upgrades. I've only found 3 suit upgrades, so I've still not got.
I went for this. That's it. What the space, like the inventory?
Yeah, the inventory slots.
Yeah, I went through the same thing. If you ask James, I think I was stuck on 11 for the whole 2 days that he were here, and I was playing it for about 12, 16 hours while he was here, and I was stuck on 11 slots.
So yeah, I've found 3 so far, and one of them was behind an Atlas door. So
Oh, okay, that's great, isn't it?
I think I found five.
Just so you know,
Craig.
Just so you know, if you go to every space station, that door opposite where the trader is, like the trade station. There's always a suit upgrade inside those.
Yeah, well, I've only been to one since having an Atlas pass.
Well, just so you know, every time you go to a new space station, there's always a suit upgrade, and they're all version 1 doors.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
no.
you guys-
But now that I've got my Atlas pass, I can do that.
Yeah, there you go.
There are pods you can find on planets that
Yes,
have...
I've found 2 of those.
That's what I mean. I couldn't hardly find any either. Like I was.
Are you guys ready to get really pissed at me?
Oh, how many spaces you got?
30.
Oh, I've got like 30 now. Like since I think it was
I had
James.
them
I think
almost-
James jinxed me, and as soon as he left the house, I've gone from 11 to like 30.
I got most of them day 1. I found a planet that had like a dozen of those fucking pods on it.
But then again, though, I found a 24 slot gun when James was here. It's like 2 days after release.
See, that's nice. My gun still sucks. My ship and me are pretty decent, but my gun is like 13 slots at best.
What annoys me is the random placement of the slots in the ships and the guns.
Right.
So like you'll get them in weird shapes, won't you?
I know.
You can link your upgrades together. So obviously, if you put all your shielding upgrades together, you get boosts and things like that. It's the same with like your multi-tool. If you put like all your mining stuff together, you'll get a boost in the mining stuff. And sometimes like in the ship, you get like blocks just randomly empty. Obviously, the ones that you haven't unlocked yet, and it's just really weird and trying to put things together and stuff. I think personally, for my rating of the game, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I think the bugs have let it. I think what I've not overhyped, but thought was going to be included was going to be more things in the game. So like bounty hunting, I thought stuff like that would be in the game. And yes, you can obviously go into space combat with like space pirates, but you can't go personally out and search for space pirates. It's pretty much a random event, isn't it? What happens?
Well, no, space pirates will attack you if you've got valuable cargo. So if you're carrying stuff like Emerald.
Yeah.
I also got a distress signal.
Yeah, distress signal. Oh, sorry. For some reason, Phil's just called out of the conversation for some reason.
Oh dear.
We'll get back to Phil in a minute.
I got a distress signal, which I went to answer, and it was one of the massive, like genuinely massive cargo freighters.
Right.
And it was being attacked. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna save the day. I'm gonna be a big damn hit. Oh, there's 20 of them.
Oh man, I haven't come across that many. I came across, I think, 7. But like I said, like Kieran said, like they'll scan your ship and they'll attack. But like you can't purposely go out and search them unless you've got, like you say, like a high cargo and just like use yourself as bait, so to speak.
It would be nice if they added it.
My problem was I then accidentally shot the freighter, so I had the pirates and sentinels after me.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
fail.
Nope.
But yeah, I think it lacks in some areas like that, some like extra kind of extracurricular things to do, so to speak. But I think it is a hardcore survival game for people who want to relax. That's how I'm seeing it right now, because it's not things like
see that.
It's not things like Ark Survival or what's the other one on
Elite Dangerous. It's being put against Elite Dangerous,
Yeah.
which I think is silly, but I can see why.
Yeah, Subnautica. That's quite in your face a little bit.
It is. It's Space Subnautica. It's how I've explained it to people.
And Subnautica's quite, because obviously you got the whole oxygen thing, haven't you? And you got a similar thing in this, but it's
Phil has just messaged on the group chat and said that he's lost his internet.
Oh,
that would explain it.
well, that's goodbye from Phil for the time being, guys. But yeah, it's a very chilled out survival game. It's not, you're not there like having to survive every single second. You can forget about some things, and then you get reminded like 10 minutes later that you need to charge up your survival unit and stuff like that.
Yeah. It takes a very chill approach at being a very clever hardcore survival.
Yeah.
You can play it in such a way that you can make it really easy for yourself.
Yeah. Or you can do the complete opposite.
Go it alone, completely do what you like, don't even follow any of the tutorials, just learn the buttons and play, basically.
Yeah.
So you've got two different modes, and it's just it's really cleverly done how they've mixed the two generally.
And that's perfect for me, because I'm not one for big like hardcore survival games. I get flustered too quickly, and I'm playing it and thinking, oh shit, I'm not enjoying this because I'm trying to remember things, and then especially with survival games don't tell you what to do they really?
No.
They pretty much throw you in there and just
you might get
That's kind of the point, though.
Yeah, no, obviously that is true, but especially with the very hardcore ones, you're in there and then that's it, and then you got other players, especially the MMO style ones, where you got players just camping out where everyone spawns in and killing you. And that it kind of negates that in No Man's Sky, really, doesn't it?
It does a very good job. I mean, you get a brief tutorial. The Atlas path is actually really the only mission in the game, as far as I can find. That's the only thing that holds your hand, sort of. I mean, you're still free to obviously explore the planets and the systems you find, but it's kind of saying, well, if you go here, you'll find this technology, this will help you build this and that, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, it doesn't say you must do it. You can do it in your own time. It's going to sit here until you do and bug you all the time you're not doing it. But I mean, overall, as a survival game, it does a really good job.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, it's a very chilled out, like you said, survival game. It's got some things that it can be improved upon, of course. It's kind of, although it's come out, it's still kind of like in an alpha build, isn't it, so to speak?
Yeah, I was having this conversation earlier today. Like, for as much as the game is finished, it's out, and people are playing it, enjoying it, it still feels like
a pre-release game.
I wouldn't say an alpha build. Like, I'd say at least a closed beta.
Yeah,
it's a closed beta, or close to.
Although in this case,
beta, maybe.
It's a really freaking open beta, because, millions of copies sold.
But
a really open closed beta.
But yeah, I think that's my general. I'd suggest to people, don't go into this game having the best of hopes, go in it with a realistic view, because if you go in thinking it's going to be amazing, you're probably going to get let down by it.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but you got to know what you want from the game.
I think
You've got to go into it with an open mind, like any game generally.
Yeah.
Go into it with an open mind.
But if you
Don't
play
do
certain
that.
games before, like if you go and play Elder Scrolls, you can expect Elder Scrolls to be Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
With
This is different.
yeah, if you've played other survival games, you'll probably know you'll know it's going to be a survival game, but you're going to think it's going to be something like Ark, where it's very intense and in your face, when it's not. And like I said,
Yeah.
they're going to be adding extra bits into the game as it goes. So you can't really give this game a proper rating until all updates have been finished. We've got all the content that they're going to add into the game.
I think this is very much a case of the game is out. There is still a heck of a lot more to come, and so far I'd say we're about on track for what people expected for release.
Yeah.
We've ticked a lot of boxes. We've had promises of future updates, and
We've been told what's in those updates as well.
Yeah, we know what to expect. We know when to expect roughly, and we've still got an entire universe out there to go and explore.
Yeah.
You've got 18 quintillion freaking planets to
Yeah.
explore that you're never going to ever find, but
I
might
mean,
as well give it a good go.
I'd be happy if I get to a point now in the game where I feel like I've done so much that I'd be happy to start again when the new update comes out, if the update doesn't apply like to your current save kind of thing. That's for me personally, because I know if I start again, I'm going to be seeing things what are completely new anyway.
Yeah,
And
It'll refresh, won't it?
yeah, and it didn't take me long to get that gun. It didn't take me long to get enough money to get the ship. And you know what I mean? These things will become easy because, like I said, they're going to increase the item slots as well in the game. So it might get to a point where you get like 500 slots, 500 things worth in your backpack, and then it might be 1,000 in each one of the ships.
That would be so handy.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think we've talked about it to death. What I'll put out there now, I'll put this on the screen now, this email address. I want you guys, everyone at home, to send in your screenshots from No Man's Sky. Send it to this email, and in the next episode of the podcast, if we've got enough, I will put them into the background video or image or whatever, and you guys can obviously see everyone else's pictures and all that good stuff.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to put this out there as well. One thing I've started doing while I'm playing is I will have an open party on my PlayStation account. So if any of you guys have me on PlayStation Network, my username will be down in the description of this video.
It will
I'll
be.
give you that when we finished recording, Ash, don't you?
That's okay. Not like I don't already have you on there.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, if ever you guys see me online playing No Man's Sky and you see that the chat is open, you are more than welcome to come and join me and talk about the game and give me your opinions.
Not
We'll
hate.
play the game next to him and organise a meet-up, because I'm sure we're going to try that, Craigie, aren't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, we'll give it a go.
Awesome. So, thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 20 or episode 1, season 2, whichever way you want to look at it.
Episode 1, season 2. Well,
Yes.
I think that sounds better.
Yeah, there we go. Makes it sound more professional.
Yeah.
I have been Lunchbox. These guys have been Kieran and Craig. We lost Phil, unfortunately, earlier. But yes, from me to you and from these guys to you as well, we will see you next time.